This episode is brought to you by Laguna Motors. We make car buying easy. Why waste time with Craigslist clowns and sled lots with trailer offices? Buy with ease. Buy with confidence. Come down to beautiful South Orange County and buy from Laguna Motors. Follow us at Laguna Motors. Visit us at lagunamotorsoc.com. And upgrade on the Buddy Mobile. I want that Tesla. Okay? Fuck that Beck. That Beck is sick, but they have a Tesla now, and that's what I want.
Can we have both?
I guess there's two of us. Yeah,
They
you're
can
right.
Finances. We both have credit.
The Tesla's a flat black. It's sick as fuck.
Oh yeah, like a matte black.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's sexy. Doesn't look like a mom's car at all. Anyway, cue the music.
Hadouken! He's on fire! Come here! It's me!
Listen!
Bum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum ba 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 bo ba 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 bo ba ba bo.
Dude,
yeah.
how long was that wait between seasons?
I don't know, too long, like a year and a half, like something like that.
It was almost 2 years, wasn't it?
So rude.
2 years to get a season that's even shorter.
That's such garbage.
Guys,
so far too.
Before we
talk
get
about
into
that?
this,
Oh yeah.
welcome to Gameboiz. It's a special edition of Game of Thrones. So if you guys are not caught up yet, because
Spoiler alert.
spoiler out the fucking ass. We don't even care right now because it's just the two of us. We are at season 8, episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to talk about everything up until that point. If you haven't seen it yet,
Here's your warning.
clock out. If you have seen it, cool. Like, enjoy it. But I have lots of complaints, a lot more than I
watch
should.
it all over again once the season's over.
You didn't watch it before the season was out?
No, I don't need to.
You missing
Well,
out.
I did because my girlfriend had caught up
Oh, okay.
because she hadn't seen it. Well, let me think.
How many times have you
After
seen it? Like
2 times.
twice?
Yeah.
Okay. Same, I think. 2 or 3? 3, I think, because I did it one more time. But I
Yeah.
didn't finish it because I got busy and
Yeah.
then my car got hit. So there was
Yeah,
that.
that'll happen. Which, I mean, it seems like you should be watching more TV now. 'Cause
I mean, you would think so, but then you got to be on wait with like shitty insurance companies, and you got to sign paperwork, and you got to talk to them, and
that's
then
the worst, man.
it really is. It's like, hey man, just give me money. Like I've been,
It wasn't my fault.
I've been giving you. Well, they said it wasn't. That was cool. So that's nice.
Well, when the other person runs away, it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to.
But at the same time, I feel like if you have like the general auto and you get into a hit and run, they're still like, all right, but how fast were you going?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
did
there
you
are
stop completely?
A lot of questions. Dude, I hit a deer one time back in Michigan, and he's like questioning me. It's like, dude, I hit a deer. Like, what the fuck? But then you
Did
realize
that deer look both ways before it crossed?
But then you realize that it's like, oh, they just get fucked over every day, probably.
Yeah.
Insurance companies,
Just
people-
fraud.
Yeah, I hit a deer. Like, what really happened?
I hit a deer. Well, then why is the car on fire?
Why is it wrapped around that pole, dude?
It was a big deer.
Yeah, and they're like, were you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol? It's like, what do you think, dude? Well, what do you think my answer is gonna be? Like, what the fuck?
Definitely not. Did you stop completely? Of course.
Dude, when I hit this deer, it was dark out. I was driving down a 2-lane highway, dude, doing like 55. I wasn't even speeding. 55. This car coming at me. This deer jumped out when that car was like 10 feet in front of me. Like right in front of that car. I didn't even have a chance to see it, dude. Bam! Hit it square on. Killed it instantly.
Did it like pop like a balloon?
No, it just like hit its face off of like the center of the car.
And
And
then
like
did
bounced into the middle of the road, and then another car hit it coming
Oh,
the other
shit.
way. Yeah, ran it over.
Combo
Yep.
breaker.
Yeah, dude, it was intense. And then this dude came in his fucking like
His mouth?
backhoe. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
you know, he came in like his fucking like bulldozer thing and just like scooped it up and put it in a field.
Oh,
And the
nice.
cop got there. He's like, "Where is it?" I was like, "Well, here's the deal, man."
You took too long? There was a bulldozer driving 2 miles an hour that got here before you.
It did take a while.
Dude, that's what happened with me. I called the cops. I was there for like an hour.
Oh yeah, and you said nobody
Showed up. And
That's
like,
fucking-
I wasn't far from home. I was like, fuck it. I'll risk it. I'll drive it home. So I did. But
That's crazy that
it's
no
like-
cop showed up.
I tried. Yeah, I tried everything in me to be like, yeah, call the cops.
Do the right
report
thing.
it. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. They're like, yo, we're on coffee right now. You're gonna have to wait. Are you alive? Yeah.
You're like, dude, there's a coffee shop right down the road from me. Okay.
There is, and there's that gas station, right? There's always cops there.
Oh, really?
Always. Yeah. And I was like, what? There's no cops in the area
None
right
around.
now? All right. It's a Monday night, but whatever.
I heard gunshots in my apartment not too long ago.
Nice.
I was-
Inside or near?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was me. No, I was
Just doing a desk pop. Just
No, I was sitting there playing video games, and I must have been playing alone because I didn't have my headset on. And though I had my back window open, and in the distance I just hear like pow 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 5 times, and I was like, well, that definitely wasn't a car. like one time, like one like bam, I can be like, all right, that was a car.
one backfire.
Yeah. But when it's like 5 in succession like that, it's like there's only so many things that
So
can be.
was somebody shooting out their like balcony onto the street?
It wasn't that close, but
Oh.
it was. I mean, it was close enough where I could hear it, but it was definitely like a few blocks away.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Could have just been someone in their backyard popping off
Probably
shots.
drug related.
In the middle of the day?
No, it was nighttime.
Oh,
Not like night, but it was nighttime.
yeah. You're in that part of town where people still get rolled up on. It happens.
Yep.
It happens.
Yep.
It stresses me out that that still happens. Like it's still 1995. You get rolled up on for wearing the wrong colors or just because some fucking fuckers are bored. Like,
Yeah, I don't feel that when I don't know, man. I just get up and go to work and shit, and everything looks fine. I walk outside. The sun is shining. There's palm trees on my street. I don't feel like.
yeah, no, I don't feel unsafe there, but it's just like when I think about it, like it's weird that it's still possible for someone to
Oh, yeah.
just be rolled up on. Like, dude, can we not right now? Like, you follow me on Instagram. Like, can you?
It's like I went to school with your sister.
Yeah, where you
dude.
from? We're both from here. What are you talking about? Like, Jesus fuck.
Literally across the street.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my turf, bro. Well,
I towed your car last week because you parked in the wrong spot. So,
and now I know why you're here.
gangs, games, drones,
Gangs.
royalty, people. That's a segue into our.
Yeah,
dude.
sure is.
All right,
All right, man. Tell me how.
how are we gonna do? We work
Tell me your
backwards.
overreaction from the latest episode.
Okay, no, it's
for-
not. It's not an overreaction. I am
Oh, okay.
very easily amused.
Everybody's overreacting.
Everybody's had an overreaction. I completely agree. It's like fucking Nipsey Hussle died, and all of a sudden, everyone knows who he is. Like, it's people are posting shit from Marathon the store. Then I'm like, dude, how often do you go to LA? Like, this is the 4th time you've posted this week. Like, stay home, get a job.
Yeah.
But I love Game of Thrones.
Me too.
I love it.
Yeah, I want to say I love early Game of Thrones because the last like season or two, it's just like a TV show. It's just like that's how they're writing it. They're writing it like a TV show. It's not Game of Thrones anymore.
I thought that season 7. Okay, so I thought season 1 was very slow paced, but they gave you basically the blueprint of like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna die.
Yeah, well, yeah, it sets up an expectation, like lack of expectation almost.
Yeah, it sets you up to be, what's the word, subverted and almost expected. Like, oh shit,
Right.
I don't know what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
But the pacing in season 1, in my opinion, as far as story was concerned, was still very booky. It was very slow, very.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot going on.
Yeah,
when you think about it, like in
they
terms
were
of
between wars. I agree.
Mhm.
But I thought season 2 picked it up, and they really found their stride in season 3. I thought season 3 was kind of like the bread and butter of Game of Thrones. And then after that, like season 3, I think by the time that hit, it was like, oh, I love this shit. Like I really enjoyed it. But by the time season 3, I was like, oh, they're figured it out. This is what I want. They know they're fans. And then that's kind of carried off into the next 4 seasons. Because I'll agree with you that after season 3, it was still good, but it was you almost knew what to expect at that point.
Right.
That subversion that you were expecting wasn't there anymore.
Even like with Jon Snow, quote unquote, dying.
Yeah.
It was like, we know he's not gonna die.
Right.
Like,
And so, but that scene though, when even though you knew he was gonna die, it was still an emotional, like, it was stressful, just like the red wedding, just like everything else. And
you didn't expect a red wedding though.
You didn't, because it was such you were like, there's 6 minutes left in this.
What season was that? Season 3?
I believe so. If I'm playing it right, yes.
Whew,
season 2 or 3, but yeah, definitely.
Like, there are no moments like that anymore. Like big story altering moments.
No,
like that's what. And I mean, the battle for Winterfell, it can still be that, but it didn't feel like that. You didn't feel like when it was over, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna change so much.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know what's gonna happen now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they don't have an army, and Cersei's just gonna walk in. Like, what do you? This is set up for nothing. I don't understand.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us, if I say us, like we're fucking fanboys, been talking about this for years. I guess we have, but not on the podcast.
Studied the fucking.
But like, I think a lot of us had expected the Battle of Winterfell to be that event because we were talking about this before. It's like, when's the last time we had a really good death, like in Game of Thrones? Like, I can't think of the Red Wedding, maybe. Like,
I mean, that was like Joffrey was before or after that.
After he was already king, the war was over. Sansa had married Tyrion. So that was after that. That was like in the middle of the season too. That was a rewarding death. You're like, oh my god, finally.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was a relief.
It really was. Because like, he's such a piece of shit.
Dude, he makes you so uncomfortable.
He does. I'm sure people like spit at him in the streets as an actor. Like, fuck you, dude.
Man.
He did such a good job.
Yeah, he
that.
was great.
Like,
he was great.
The last time I hated someone that much was Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a fucking... But up until that
point...
He
crushed that role, dude.
He really did.
Nobody talks about Gladiator. Nope. That's a great movie.
It's an amazing movie.
That movie's dope.
It is.
I own that movie.
And they should fucking do... Have we talked about this? They should do a game. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be so amazing. Especially with the graphics now. Yeah. With like God of War mechanics even. Fuck it,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Do it.
Yep.
But yeah, when Joffrey died, that was...
Dude, you don't even hate Cersei as much as you hated Joffrey.
No. Well, yeah, because Joffrey's such a piece of shit. Just like...
yeah, but Cersei killed her own kids.
Yeah, but she's very cognizant about what she's doing and why she's doing. Like, there's reasons there's reasons to her madness. Whereas Joffrey's like, what? These two hookers? I'm gonna staple them to the wall with my brand new crossbow.
Yeah,
like,
he is a psychopath.
What the fuck? And he's like, take this and hit her with it. Oh, this is a little big, don't you think? Hit the fuck out of her with it.
I think that's the difference between like Joffrey and Ramsay. Because I think Ramsay was even more fucked up, but like you said, he had a reason, and there
Ramsay
was like
was mean,
a motive,
but an enjoyable villain at the same time.
He's one of my favorite characters to this day.
Even when the Battle of the Bastards, it was set up where like, that was his strategy. They had markers on the field for their archers.
Mm-hmm.
They were burning by he was very smart.
Yeah.
Whereas like Joffrey, you're just like, I want to punch your face in, you dumb... You
don't know how to lead.
Yeah.
You don't,
but he thinks he does, and I think that's what was annoying. Whereas, like...
Dude, he did what how old do you think he was? 13?
Joffrey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did
had to
what
have been
every 13-year-old would have done in that position in that time. When, like, just, like, killing people was just okay.
I'm the king!
Yeah, I'm the king. I'll fuck you up, dude. Oh, you have a problem? Yeah, just go take care of him, dude.
People forget that, like, Joffrey told Sansa, like, yeah, we'll save your dad. He just has to plead guilty. And then fucking slice. Nope. And then the next thing, he's like, Sansa, come here. I want to show you something.
Oh my God.
Look where I put your dad. What the fuck? You little piece of shit.
Yeah, dude.
Even Cersei was like, can you not right now? Like, can you chill the fuck out? You're making us look bad, and I'm fucking my brother right now.
And like, when you think about it, like, that was a bad move on Joffrey's part.
Yeah.
In the long run.
Yeah. It cemented...
turned Sansa.
Yeah, it cemented her feelings for him.
The whole family, really. Well, I mean, kinda...
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, okay, let's fast forward to this season because I mean we were talking about that last night. Where it's like, okay, season 8, episode 1 and 2, I enjoyed.
I like the first one.
I liked both of them because this isn't because hindsight's 2020. I enjoyed them because I thought they were setting us up for the Battle of Winterfell to be a Red Wedding event.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I see where you guys are going with this. I enjoy it. It's slow, but it's
Yeah.
necessary. And you got a lot of like character development. Like you got to see the Hound. Like everyone agrees this is the last time we're gonna be alive. Possibly, I might die in an hour, and the Hound is by himself.
They said that 7 times throughout the episode. We fucking got it.
But the Hound is by himself.
This is probably gonna be the last time we're all alive. What makes you think we're gonna be alive before morning? I don't know if we're gonna make it tonight. It's like, dude, all right, we get it. Like, you're probably gonna die. But they didn't.
No.
That's what's so fucking upsetting.
They
dude.
didn't.
It's an hour of my life. They could have condensed that to 15 fucking minutes, man.
Yeah.
They could have made that part of the first part of the third episode.
I agree with you that cinematically, the episode 3, the Battle for Winterfell was
Incredible.
Great. It was cool to watch. It was
Fucking
dope.
incredible.
Everyone's complaining like it was dark and stuff.
That-
It's like,
duh.
yeah,
That's
the
what made it
night
so
came.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hello, like,
Dude, that's what made it impressive was the use of darkness. And dude, the light, especially like with the swords light up and then they rush and then
right.
they all like just disappear. Like
Right.
that shit was crazy.
yeah. When it opens up, it's like when you see all the armies, you see the Dothraki standing there with their goddamn sickles, and like you're like, oh, this is gonna be fucking epic.
Yeah.
And then the red woman does her prayer thing, and then we got fire swords.
Not once, but
No, yeah.
twice.
Yeah, she
on
does
those
fucking
trenches.
fire powers. It looked amazing. It looked great. It was.
I saw a little post about it on Facebook that just had like the statistics of like what it took like 11 weeks to film that,
Jesus.
and it's just like an unheard of amount of money.
Yeah.
It's like this is one like there's movies that get less money put into them than this one episode did. It's fucking insane.
It showed. It really was like
Yeah.
in like season 1 CG was kind of shit. Like the
Yeah,
dragons
it was what,
looked
2000s.
yes, but
9?
yes, but if you watch The Mask still, like that CG still holds up, dude. Like you guys can go fuck yourself. Like no excuses, dude. Play like a champ. So what they did in this season, fucking 7 seasons later, it's amazing. It's expensive, super expensive.
Well, they have the money.
Yeah,
They
but
have the resources.
it's amazing. They might not have the money after this, and I think they know it. That's why
Yeah,
they're
they
going to
will.
end it.
No, they will. It doesn't matter how this season ends.
It does, though, and I told you before, but I feel like if they don't wrap this up nicely, this is a serious letdown.
Well, here's the deal, man. There has to be like a fucking ending. If there's not like an ending where it's like this is how it's gonna be the rest of time,
yeah,
why are you telling us the story?
right. Well, and I guess they're deviating from the books because they're not done, which is crazy to think
Which
about.
is so stupid.
So dumb.
But aren't they? They have to be in cahoots with George R. R. Martin.
Well, he told.
right?
I guess he said that this was the ending. He told the producers, "This is how it's gonna end."
What if he goes to write the book and he's like, I fucking changed my mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if
He's
he
like, fuck.
He Game of Thrones them? Like, you thought so? You fucking thought.
You shouldn't have thought. Why would you think that? Why? Oh my
but
god, that's so funny.
With the series, A Song of Ice and Fire, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
It's the story's told in retrospect. It's told from I believe it's Sam recounting the tales.
Interesting.
So I don't know if they're gonna do that. So it's always like I feel like Sam has way too much plot armor because, like, dude, if you're gonna let him survive, have him be in the crypt. Like, don't have him not killing White Walkers and crying.
It was dope though. Like at the end when you saw him in that pile and he was like, ah! He's like stabbing someone. You're like, oh shit,
while crying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how else would you be? How like realistically?
He got one of his closest friends killed because he was a little bitch. Like,
It's true.
rude.
But like, was that the dude that was the commander of the Night's Watch
he
at that
was
point?
current Lord Commander Ed or something.
Ned, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Not an important character.
Really not. No, he should have been.
Like it sucked that he died. We're like, oh, that sucked.
Yeah, he should have been, considering like every Lord Commander since then has been talked about and has been
but
a legendary
dude,
status.
Dude, You're following Jon Snow. Freed the wildlings. Came back from death.
True.
And now he...
Yeah. And I guess when he became Lord Commander, the Night's Watch had, 40 people?
Yeah.
Like, if that?
Yeah, probably.
Like, everyone else had
probably,
died.
I mean, more than that.
No, because they were all at Castle Black. All the rest of the castles were abandoned. Like, and then once you killed all the mutineers, and then after, like, the battles and stuff, like, there were maybe a handful of them left.
Yeah, he was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, so he was less Lord Commander, more like, yeah, you've been here the longest, dude. Like,
placeholder. Well, I mean, that's kind of what Mormont was anyway. Like, he was definitely like a supreme, like, or a superior, like, person. But it was just like, we just need somebody to keep these guys in line.
That's true. That's true. And he did have the experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was in the sense of like they were grooming Jon Snow for leadership. I feel like Mormont just did it through time. He was like, yeah, I know how this works. I know where we go.
Yeah.
So
dude,
yeah, you're right.
Can you imagine how crazy it would be to like join the Night's Watch? Like, yeah, you're gonna go up there. It's just gonna be cold all the time, and you're not gonna fuck any girls. You're not gonna see any girls, and you just have to sit there.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you?
What?
Well,
what are you talking about?
like it sounds shitty for us, but think about that. Like Jon Snow chose to join the Watch.
Yeah, and I bet you he wish he hadn't.
But well, I'm saying like when he got there, he was like, "I'm gonna join the Watch. I'm gonna go beyond the wall. I'm gonna go
and then
explore."
he got there. He was like, "Fuck this shit."
No, he got there and they're like, "You want to fight? You're gonna pour this guy's wine instead." He's like, "I hate all of you."
No, but he hated it before that because he realized that it wasn't like
it wasn't as glorious.
Yeah,
that's
as
true.
Uncle Benjamin. Well, actually, Uncle Benjamin tried to talk him out of it, kind of.
Did he? I don't remember.
Like in the first season, it was like the second episode when Tyrion and Jon Snow have their little
at Winterfell.
Yep.
Yep. Benjen's there.
Yep.
Oh wow.
At the feast, he shows up.
That's crazy. Because then you don't see him for like 6 more seasons.
Yeah, and then he just pops up at random times. Like, okay, he's dead now for sure. 2 seasons later, with his fucking metal ball
his
and
spinning
chain.
fucking lantern.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, dude.
Are you dead, dude? I'm not sure.
half dead.
I think they called like similar how like Beric kept becoming alive. They called him like a fire white.
Wait,
in
what?
the books. So like you have the Night King who brings everyone back from the dead, blue eyes, they're White Walkers. The on the flip side of that, you have the Lord of Light that brings people back, like Beric Dondarrion and stuff. And I think in the books they call those fire whites because it's not cold, it's heat, and it's like they don't have a heart. They're dead, but they're alive through different means.
Interesting.
So, yeah, Benjen was like a cold hands fire white. Same with Beric and stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah. There's so much lore in this fucking.
Yeah.
I think that's what I fell in love with it about Game of Thrones, and I think
the amount of backstory.
Yeah, because season 3 was the first time when it ended. I was like, all right, I got to go back and watch it, and I realized that I missed so much.
Yeah.
And
every time you go back, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. You're like, what the? Is that the dagger?
Right.
Like that's great. I'm like watching it now. After this is gonna be great. Because that dagger shows up in episode 2, maybe. Because the end of episode 1 is Bran getting pushed out of the window. Episode 2.
Also, how great was the end of episode 1, season 8, when Jamie and Bran were looking at each other. Bran's like, I'm waiting for an old friend. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about,
fucking
dude?
Weirdo, dude.
Fucking psycho. And then
they
Jamie
have that
shows up and
stare
you're
off.
like, oh, okay, I get it. He's clever. He's got a sense of humor, this
Yeah.
one. That's good.
He's like,
That's going to get him somewhere.
No, it's not, because like we talked about this last night. Like, where the fuck did Bran go for that whole battle?
Yeah, it's so funny. You're like, he went AFK the whole time.
He really was. Like, dude, you're not helping anything. I understand you can't do anything, but you're just sitting there, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Log off. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, so many people died just to keep him alive.
Yeah,
for a
dude,
little
fucking,
longer.
I think Theon should have probably called in like a nuke for his kill streak. He
I
killed
agree.
so many.
Also, why the fuck would you just charge at the Night King?
I thought about this.
Why would
I'm
you?
glad you brought it up.
Why
I thought
the
about
fuck
this
would you do that?
Because think about the scene that was set at that point already.
Fuck the scene.
The
Fuck
whites,
about being there.
The Whites had already won.
Yeah.
They have been told, through some magical Night King magic, like, stand down. I'm gonna kill this fucker, and you guys are all gonna watch. And so that's what happened. And the only person left was Theon. And so what's Theon gonna do? Like, he doesn't have any options.
Yeah, but you definitely are at a disadvantage when you charge like he did.
Yeah. But, I mean...
Back on your heels, man. Defensive stance. You know what
but
I mean?
think about Theon's, like, storyline at that point. Like, it's a redemption arc.
He almost didn't want to be alive.
Yeah, almost. But
Yeah.
at the same time, he had done so many things hadn't done so many things that life kept coming to him. Like he was weak and he was very reactionary. So that was like the one time in his life where he's like, I'm gonna make a stand. I'm gonna make this decision, and yeah, I'm gonna die either way, but it's gonna be on my terms. So it's like it was him going out on his own. And who knows? Maybe he saw Arya coming up, and he was like, "I gotta distract." Like,
Right, maybe.
He's like, "Ah."
That was quite a bit of time.
Yeah,
But yeah.
who knows? You know, I don't know where the fuck Arya came from, but
Through the trees, dude. Through the limbs, man. She's a rogue. Straight up rogue.
That was a great scene, though. It was good. Not good for the story, but a good like payoff for the whole episode. Of, like,
At the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really not good for the story. Because
No,
it's just
terrible.
First,
Terrible.
okay. Why was there not a sword fight between Jon Snow and the Night King?
Right.
Dude, like they set it up. They're right there.
Right.
They're right there. Give me 3 minutes. Let them like push off of each other. They get thrown away, and then he raises the dead. Like, give us a small little fucking bit of a sword fight, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And if they did, though, they would have had to have done it before the dragon fire, because like dragon fire is the be all end all, you know. And so if he had gotten hit with the fire, came back, that little fucking cheeky smirk he gave fucking Daenerys,
dude.
He was like, "That was cool. What else you got?"
Cool trick, bro.
But so like that once that happened, you've kind of felt like the Night King was invulnerable. Like there wasn't anything that could touch him. So if they did a sword fight then, I don't think it would have worked. But
But it was after when they like did that stare down. That was after
the fire.
After Daenerys, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they would have had to do it before. Like they would have had to have Jon on the ground, Night King kind of somewhere, because once you hit him with the fire, you're like, all right, cool. Nothing's gonna kill him at that point in terms of story.
Then how come we didn't feel that when Arya showed up?
When he-
As soon
when-
as you saw Arya, you're like, oh, she's gonna kill him. Even though he like snatched her at first, you're like,
I thought he was gonna crush her throat.
Oh, and I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
I hoped for it.
No,
I
as
think.
soon as you see her, you're like, yeah, of course, yeah.
I didn't. Wow, you think fast. I don't think I had time.
I put my hands up in the air immediately. I was like, yes.
I don't think I had time to react. I was just like, oh shit! Like I didn't
Oh,
have
I
any
did.
thoughts.
Oh,
of,
yeah.
like-
Well, dude, I mean, in true Game of Thrones fashion, she would have died. But
She
it's
should've.
not anymore. It's not. It's a
no.
normal TV show. So, like, of course.
I guess
It was a dope move,
that
though.
was a great move. Yeah, we'd seen it before tue.
Michael Jordan. A switch underhand. You know what I'm saying?
Someone made a gif of that. It was great.
The Jordan switch midair.
Yeah. The Air Macy's. They should call them that. But no, we saw it when she was fighting Brienne. When they had
right.
a little spar session.
That's right. I knew it was familiar, but I couldn't remember where.
Callback.
Yeah,
It was
dude, there was a
great.
lot of references.
There was
to the
that
first
whole
season.
episode was fucking fan
Yeah,
service though.
it was, dude. Cinematically, it was so fun. Like, and just like thematically, it was great. There's just like a few things where it was just like that was dumb.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know whose idea it was, but that was terrible battle tactics. Like, you know, Ramsay was a battle genius. You know, we assumed that Jon was the same just because of, you know, Ned was similarly, like, they were all battle hardened.
I feel like we put Jon Snow like I think we make him out in our minds to be greater than what he is. I think he gets lucky a lot.
He does get lucky, but I think, you know, and part of that, like, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And, like, so the first time you see Jon Snow, like, you get to contrast him with regular people is when he's fighting all the other people at the Night's Watch.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that he is leaps and bounds better than everyone there.
Right.
And so, like, you have to assume that his castle training has also, you know, educated him in
Hand-to-hand
ways.
combat for
Yeah,
sure.
but he
But as
wasn't
far
just
as like leadership, like leading an army,
true. Yeah, that's true. And he definitely gets lucky in that aspect because he just does it from the heart. You know,
Yeah.
he's not. I would say for leading an army, Robb was a much better leader. He knew tactics. He had plans. He was what 20 or something.
Yeah.
So he was also older. when all of that was happening.
Jon Snow's probably still like 18 at this point, huh?
He probably just turned 20. Whereas like Rob was like, dude, I've won 7 battles and I just turned 20. I have 3 wives right now.
Right.
I got this smoke show that we just met, pregnant. Okay, I didn't even touch her.
What up, though? Magic, bitch.
But yeah, he was a good leader and a good commander, and I think it was because he paid attention and he listened to his dad a lot, and he kind of learned by default, whereas Jon Snow kind of had to figure it out. His mom didn't like him.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like we put him on like a bit of a pedestal.
Okay, I can see that, I guess, but I don't think it's helped him, I guess, because everything he's done from the heart, but it's been for the good of everyone else.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, he got lucky with this army that they happen to like him. It's like, oh no, he got lucky because they want to stay alive too.
Yeah, that's true.
So like he had to talk to Mans Raider, and he put himself on the line for the sake of learning how to be a leader.
Yeah, dude.
And then he
that
died.
time when he's
So no, he didn't get lucky at all. He's the only one to die that many.
that time when he's out with Ingrid, out there with the wildlings, is so good. That's such a great.
While they're going back to the camp or whatever.
Yeah, it's so good.
You do learn a lot about both sides.
Mm-hmm.
John, the Night's Watch, the free folk.
Yeah,
Free folk. It was so good. That random happenstance of like, what's this? That's dragon glass. Like,
yeah. Man,
what's that for?
You remember when like we knew about White Walkers, but it was like they're so far away.
Yeah,
we
felt like we were in King's Landing and the free folk were trying to warn us. They're like, no, they're right there. And like, really? The wall, though.
That's
the wall.
Your problem.
Yeah, the wall. Bran the Builder put up the wall.
Yeah. I think it's funny that like the army of the dead never would have made it past the wall, most likely, if Daenerys wouldn't have come over. They wouldn't have made it without the dragon.
No, yeah, they would have had to have broken the magic somehow. Which was possible though, because like when Bran meets the original, not I guess one of the 3-eyed ravens in that weirwood tree, he mentions it like this is for the children of the forest, like it's surrounded by magic, the whites can't get in, and then he wargs and gets touched, and now the magic's broken. So there was a way,
right?
And so it's almost like the Night King was like, "What did you bring on this side? Oh, that's mine." Like,
we can work with that.
I'm gonna borrow that real quick.
Yeah.
And that might have been the last big death we had, honestly, if you think about it, is the dragon.
Yeah. Story changing death.
Yeah. What was that? That was Hardhome, I think, right? Or was that beforehand? Was that when Jon was like, we need a walker to show them at King's Landing?
Yeah, because Daenerys went to save him.
Right,
and that's when he...
Dude, that was I loved Hardhome scene. Like, the end,
great.
where it just ended in silence.
Yeah, and they all rose the dead.
Crazy. You really get to see the magnitude of the army.
Yeah, and that was another thing, too. Like, this last episode, the Battle of Winterfell, it's like, when you take into account the size of the army of the dead, and then the way they would fight in the past, there's no way that battle ends the way it did.
The Winterfell?
Yeah.
I agree. There's no way. Like, I appreciate the style of leadership that the Battle for the Living has, of like leading from the front lines, and I get why we don't do it now, but I respect it. Like, it's like, I'm the leader because I'm the best kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like when we met.
It's for morale.
Yeah. When we met the Unsullied and she was like, all right, well, who's your leader? And they're like, we don't have a leader. And it's like, all right, who's the best one? And they all went, oh, that guy. Like, that was fucking dope. And he was like, yeah, it's me. It is. But even then, like, as the best, like, that was a tsunami of undead people.
Yeah.
And he had fucking level 2 leather armor plus a face shield. Like,
it's not even enchanted.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. And I thought, it's a small part in the episode, but I thought that when Grey Worm was like, protect the retreat, and they didn't move, and there was like 3 lines of men, but they were like, we're fucking staying. I was like, that's
and
dope.
On top of that, he left them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were like, cool. No, he said we stay.
We got it.
Like,
oh my
what
God,
the fuck,
dude?
Yeah, like in the middle of that despair when they reform the line and the shields come out, I was like, oh, badasses showed up to play. Like,
Yeah, dude. The Unsullied don't fuck around.
They
If you
do
want
not.
anyone to protect you, it's Unsullied.
yeah.
They're
For
gangster.
5 seconds, I was like, they're gonna kill the rest of the White Walkers. They're ready. They're just gonna lock up shields and just off one by one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but dude, like some of those, like when they would show the White Walkers like rush into them, just jump over. It was like, oh fuck, like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit is wild.
They weren't fighting. They were just getting overwhelmed.
Yeah,
it was just a
right.
sea of people.
I thought it was weird when like they would like a White Walker would like stab someone. It's like,
That's
why are you
unnecessary.
using a
Yeah.
weapon? Just
Yeah.
like, I don't understand. And then at the same time, you have instances where there's like 5 White Walkers on one person and they don't get hurt. And it's like, I don't understand.
You guys only have one sword
Yeah.
per squadron or
They
something?
just throw it around, toss it to each other. Hey, your sword! Like, it's fucking. That's no. It's they would just randomly get stabbed, like
Yeah.
fucking
I don't-
Mormont at the end.
Oh, yeah.
When he
Dude,
he stabbed 3 times.
how many in that scene? He might have gotten stabbed like 40 times in that goddamn episode. Which, okay, kills the realism, but at the same time, like, really shows how much he loved Daenerys. Like,
Yeah.
there was no other way for that guy to go out. You know,
I
that was
know.
the way. If you gave him a choice, that's how he wants to go.
Yeah, for sure. And like when Daenerys like falls off the dragon, or like the dragon flies away with all the zombies on it, you're like, she's fucked.
Yeah.
She can't fight.
No, she can't. She's in white right
Yeah.
now. Like, she's so clean. What is she gonna do? There's no armor on her.
And also like the Night King, he like rose all the dead, but there was still plenty of people on the ground. Like I didn't understand. Like he only rose some of them.
No, I don't know.
I didn't get that. Maybe it was like within a
Well,
certain radius of him.
Maybe
but
because like once you kill a white, you know, they can't be reborn. So
everything was killed
Yeah,
with like
everything-
dragon glass.
yeah, those can't come back. But all the people that they killed, all their own armies can
That's
come
fair.
back. That's why like Lyanna Mormont, R.I.P.
Oh yeah, that scene was crazy.
yeah.
That one was like,
That-
oh shit.
I don't know who that girl is, but she's a great actress. That was such you could see that it was a little girl terrified in her armor. Like she just got smacked by a fucking giant.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? And then, but you also see in like a 5-second span, she's from terror to like, oh no, I have to do my duty.
Mhm.
Like this is, I have a purpose.
Yeah.
And she picked it up and she was like, fuck you. She basically did what Theon did, but was more successful.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that chick was gangster.
Yeah. She's easily one of my favorite characters. Just, I think it's because,
Really? Because like when they were in those meetings and shit, and she would talk and be like, "This little bitch."
again, agreed, but it was, I respect someone with firm beliefs, like unwavering, like, no, this is what I'm doing, this is why, and if you don't like it, too bad.
Even if they're 9 years old.
Even if they're 9 years old, because she made sense, and she was in a spot where like, oh, I became Lady of Bear Island because I wanted it. She became Lady of Bear Island because that was her responsibility.
Yeah,
and
she kind of fell into it.
She filled those boots, and she, you know, I guess without really knowing too much of her backstory, we assume she has an island of old men that are willingly following her. Like, you know, we have to assume she's making good decisions.
Well, they don't really have a choice.
But they do. They could have just killed her.
Mm.
They could have just killed. Like
Could
the
they-
Karstarks were like, no, we know we're supposed to fight for you, but we don't like you, so we're not going to fight for you. Like, so they still had free will. But like,
Yeah, kind of.
in
You know.
in Black Panther, one of the guards, Okoye, she like, I cried in Black Panther, not from it was from her scene where she tells one of the other people like, I can't go with you because I'm not a spy. Like, my duty is here. I am here to guard royalty. I'm going to do my duty. And later on, it gets a payoff where like she's fighting her husband, and he's like, my love, you're gonna kill me. And she's like, for Wakanda? Absolutely. And I was like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Ah, shit.
So like, those are my favorite people. And that's why Lyanna Mormont was one of my favorites. And especially because like, no one was there. She wasn't doing it for anyone. I got to kill this giant. Like,
Yeah.
that was for her. So
Yep.
mad respect.
Yeah, dude. When all those fucking zombies came out of the crypts, though,
Right? Like,
I was like, oh no.
this is going to be a fucking slaughter. And then you have Sansa and Tyrion just hiding.
Of course they survived, dude. That's so
Right?
disappointing,
Right.
man.
Could you imagine though that like Sansa sitting there realizing that everyone down there is dying because of her family? Like, the only people down in that crypt are Starks. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, all of my ancestors are killing these innocent people right
Also,
now.
why aren't you stepping the fuck up?
Right? You have a
them,
dragon
dude?
glass blade.
Yeah,
like,
what
that's
are you
the only
doing?
thing that's going to help. What are you doing back there kissing Tyrion's hand and shit?
Yeah, Tyrion should take it and just stab him in the knee and shit.
I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna grab that knife and, if not off themselves, like go and like, all right, well.
That's what they wanted you to think.
That would have been better. That would have been a not a good send off for Tyrion.
Would have been so depressing.
There was
Dude, imagine Jon Snow opened that crypt, like everybody's dead. He just finds out Sansa just killed herself. Yeah. It's like awesome, dude.
Yeah, there was like the Mist. Have you seen
I
that?
didn't see that, but I know the ending. But I haven't seen
that's basically that ending for Game of Thrones. He's
Yeah.
like, well, that's a day ruiner. Like, fuck. You know what's funny too is that like Jon Snow basically he tried to fuss Rodal the dragon at the end. He was like, I'm out of options.
Yeah.
Rah! And then it died.
I got nothing.
And then it died. So for a second he's like, oh shit, that worked.
A part of
Like he doesn't know what happened.
That's true.
He wasn't there.
He probably kind of figured.
He can assume. All right, but for 10 seconds he's like, dude, I just screamed the dragon to death. What a fucking... I am the Dragonborn.
I kind of want him to, like, jump over that rubble with his sword.
And decapitate it.
And, like, as he was coming down with it, Arya killed the Night King. So he, like, killed it as, like...
Oh, that would have been dope.
That would have been cool.
That would have been dope as fuck.
And then it just, like, dissolves and shit.
Gameboiz over here writing better stuff than regular writers.
Well, you know.
Holler at us. You guys got a spin-off?
In hindsight, it's easy.
That's true. That is. That is true.
Nah, but cinematically, that episode was incredible.
It was. It really...
Dude,
I enjoyed it. As much as of a letdown it was at the end, I enjoyed that episode.
When Jon Snow and Daenerys were up on that, like, mountain looking down on the battle, and you could see, like, all the riders, like, those shots is just like, wow.
Yeah, was that the entire Khalasar? We have to assume that was her entire, right?
Yeah,
like,
that was
there
all...
was nobody.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, where does this how does this even go?
Right,
now?
yeah. And so, again, I know I shared this with you over text, but I think we're much so like how we all forgot about Arya for a second. I think the second sons are coming into play later. I think...
Remind me who they are again.
So Daenerys took over Astapor, where she was learning how to be queen in that pyramid, and she, you know, the sons of the Harpies and stuff. Yep. So she had to leave because she had to take her army. She had to continue. Like, she had to go. So,
Did she leave the second sons in charge there?
that guy she was fucking, what is his name?
Dario.
Yeah.
I don't know how to remember
Dario
that.
Naharis. Yeah,
I
that's
have
right.
no idea
Good
how
for
I
you,
remember
dude.
that.
She left him in her stead to rule in her place.
Interesting.
Him and the second sons.
So he's going to come back and be like, yo, you ready to suck this dick again or what?
Maybe. Or maybe he's loyal to Cersei. You know? But I'm saying, like, they have to come back into play because it's been... probably 2 years now. They've had time to settle Astapor, build a new army, build ships, and also, like, do you remember when the Golden Company shows up to Cersei and then they're breaking down what they brought? They're like, we have 20,000 soldiers, 14,000 cavalry, whatever. And she's like, what about the elephants? And he's like, oh, we don't have any of those anymore. Like, cause I guess she wanted elephants, but I'm thinking like maybe they don't have elephants because there's no elephants in Astapor. Like, she was expecting elephants. She knew what the Golden Company had. She knew what she was buying, and they didn't have that. See what I'm saying?
No.
No?
Not really.
Like, okay, Cersei's not a person to buy something and not know what she's getting. Not know every part of it, you know? That's her personality. So if she's like, we need an army, we need the Golden Compass, you know, her Master of Coin is like, all right, we can get the Golden Company. They have 20,000 soldiers, 14,000 cavalry, 9,000 elephants. Do you want that? And he's like, yeah, buy it. And then they show up and they have everything but elephants. And she's asking about elephants. Like, clearly she either has a weird affinity to elephants or she was like, we kind of need that to win the battle and they don't have it. So it's like maybe the second sons intercepted them somehow. They don't have elephants. There's no elephants in Astapor. It's a seaport.
Yeah.
So
at the side of desert, right?
Yeah. So hopefully they come back in. I think.
Well, maybe that's probably where Daenerys would get her people, her fighting, because she has an army now, so she would need an army.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's probably where.
But she also has no means of telling them that she needs an army, so they would have to meet her in King's Landing.
Yeah, they'll probably just show up. That's how this fucking show works, you know?
Yeah. Well, like, because, I mean, that bait and switch is essentially what Euron did, you know? They all met, they saw the White Walker, and then Cersei was like, you need to leave, you're being disrespectful, and he was like, fuck you, and then he leaves, but it turns out he was just going to get more people for her army. So
Right.
It's like, that bait and switch has happened, so if it happened to Cersei, it would kind of be, like, fitting, you know? Like, you got your army, but you didn't, because...
Yeah.
You tried to make a truce. You betrayed the truce. Like, I feel like the old gods really do respect the rules. You know, like when Robb broke his promise, he died. Like, that's what happened. She broke her promise. Now she's going to die from the thing that she was trying to do. Also, I still want the Hound in the Mountain to fight. Like, this is...
Oh, it's got to happen.
If it doesn't, what? Give me a one episode of just them fighting.
It's just one long
just
episode.
The way they did it with the Mountain and Oberyn.
Yeah.
Do that. Fucking do that. I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't care if it's a tournament in the middle of the war.
No, they got to meet like in the middle of the battlefield.
Yes.
But it's weird because it's not even like the Mountain. He's not even like a person anymore. It's not even his brother anymore.
It isn't, but it is.
Yeah.
Because, like, remember he sees him close and he's like, what did they do to you?
Yeah.
And he's like, you still know who I am. And there's, like, that unspoken, like, nope, I'll fuck you up,
I still
dude.
fucking hate you.
Yeah. This is because of you. This goddamn Two-Face burn, that's your fault.
Another motherfucker that should have died in that last episode.
Definitely.
The Hound?
Definitely.
There's no way.
Yeah, especially he's bitching out in the corner.
Yeah, you bitch ass motherfucker. It's fire, dude. Grow up.
I thought it was touching, though, that he was done. He was frozen. He was gonna die in that fucking hallway, and then he's fucking Beric is like, Arya's about to die, and he's like, oh shit, and then he just snaps into gear. He's like,
God
fuck,
damn it.
you fucking big brother dad mode shit. Like, I thought that was cool. It really showed their connection.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of their connections is unspoken, and they pretend to hate each other,
But they respect each other.
so much.
Yeah.
Especially since she left him to die, but didn't kill him.
Yeah.
I would say Arya is probably top 5 fighter in Westeros right now. And the only thing holding her back is the fact that she's like 5'1" and 80 pounds.
Yeah. Somehow she manages to be like the best fighter.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was great that one of the best fighters in Westeros, and like the Hound just picks her up like, all right, let's keep going. Like just like a fucking sack. Like, all right, let's run. And there's nothing she could do about it.
I know. I do wish you could have seen like her route from like leaving where the fuck they were when they met the Red Woman. When
They're
Beric died.
in the Great Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from her going from there to the Night King would have been such a cool scene.
Yeah.
Just her sprinting through
Yeah.
the halls.
I think it would have been cool if like maybe Jon saw Arya, because like nobody knows those halls better than the kids, right?
That's what I was thinking when she was like running away from the White Walkers. I was like, good thing she knows this castle
she
better
can do
than
it
anyone.
with her eyes closed.
Yeah.
And she was blind for a year and a half, so it's like I'm sure she could definitely do it.
Was it that long?
It was a while, you know.
Damn, yeah.
'Cause we have to assume she was with the faceless men for at least a year, at least a season, and it was over the course of like 2 or 3. So she was blind for a little while,
right?
Getting her ass fucking handed to her.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
That's such a bully move, you know?
Yeah,
You can't see I'm gonna beat you with a stick.
Fucking so rude, dude.
Fucking bitch.
Couldn't finish her off though.
I thought it'd be cool if while she was doing that, you know, the reason why Jon yells at the dragon is to catch his attention so that she can go into the Godswood area to sneak up on the Night King, because at that point he's like, I'm not getting past this, but she's already past it, and he doesn't want the dragon to kill her, and then she runs in, and then she can kill. I thought that'd be cool, but we didn't get that. So
I feel like those two moments wouldn't line up.
You don't think so?
No, because I feel like the Godswood is too far away from like the castle.
I'm gonna rewatch it and take screenshots and be
get-
like, dude, it's right there. Look.
You get what I'm saying? They have maps. They show maps of the castle.
Yeah, and the Godswood is
it's
like
outside the walls.
It's also it's enclosed. It's inside.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, like the castle is there. Like main castle's here, and then the Godswood's kind of like just around out the side. You just have to walk through a gate to get.
Yeah,
to
but
it.
it's outside the walls, like the main walls.
I guess it's outside of Castle Wall proper, but it's still walled in. Like you can't,
think?
yeah, you can't get in there without getting through the castle unless you scale the wall.
I don't know. They didn't show it. They just ended up there.
That's true. That's true.
They just showed up.
That would have been cool though. I don't know. I like the ideas that like a lot of the fans bring up more than what's happening in the story. Like,
yeah, all the speculation.
Yeah.
Super speculation.
it's fun. And it's not necessarily just speculation the way we speculate with enthusiasm. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of them are like, in this book, in this part, in this
Right,
prophecy,
right.
like, it's cool.
It's backed up by research.
Yeah, too much research. You guys got too much time on your
It's true. They really do.
Those are some fucking thick-ass books.
Yeah, you fucking nerds.
I'd probably read it, though. Let's be honest.
I feel like I want to. I've read like half of the first book, but they are so long, dude. And now it's like, well, I know the story. It's like I'm reading something I've already taken in.
Yeah.
It's hard. That's hard to read.
That's true.
When you do that.
Yeah.
Especially as long as those are. Like Harry Potter is kind of different because it's an easy read. You can do it pretty quick.
And the timeline's pretty straightforward as well.
Yeah.
It's not like wait, I thought this happened, but it turns out that was
Right.
just the show.
Right. Game of Thrones is so convoluted. It would be so hard to read. But yeah. I like reading stuff after I've seen something because I know who the characters are.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's an explanation of this character. Like, don't need that.
Yeah. I think we talked about that before with Harry Potter. It's like
Yeah.
I'm too stupid and it's less brain juice if you already tell me what the characters look like. Like I don't have to imagine it. I already know.
Somebody was trying, maybe it might have been you, was trying to tell me that Hermione was supposed to be black. Or it could have been black.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that was me. That was
JK never said that she was white.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like, well, it's England. So
yeah. In the same way that like she never necessarily said that Dumbledore was straight. She just kept implying that Dumbledore and Grindelwald were close.
see, I never got that. vibe.
It's very obscure, and it's like, yo, how many times you read this book to catch that?
That's
like
weird.
it's like 3 lines of like how it's a very vague line of like how Grindelwald and Dumbledore kind of know each other, but it's in one of those like it's said in passing almost.
Okay, here we need a gay parody porn of Dumbledore and Grindelwald, dude. Just 2 old men just fucking going at it.
Dumblebone and Grindelwald. Fucking
Gross, dude.
and they're like, would you like to see my Fantastic Beast? I'll show you where to find it.
Look, I can make it grow. Oh, it's magic.
Let's go into my suitcase and fuck.
They just get in that bag that Hermione has.
Dude,
That's endless.
I
and
want
just-
Hermione's bag. That's cool.
Yeah.
It would be way more
Nice.
like I had a fanny pack that was close and then they stole it from my car.
Yeah. And Dungeons and Dragons is called a bag of holding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or a haversack. Yeah. Anyway.
And we're over here talking nerds
Yeah, these
to
fucking
Game of
nerds.
Thrones. Jesus, be
Some
nice.
Fucking losers.
I did read there is it's not fair to call it abbreviated because it's still a thick ass book, but it's a history of Westeros kind of
Oh, yeah.
condenses a lot of that lore, and there's pictures, so it makes it way more fun.
I mean, that's pretty much like... Excuse me. That's pretty much like the book that Ned Stark got killed over.
Was it?
More or less.
I don't
it just
remember.
Goes over all the people.
Oh, right, because he was like a fucking child of this hair,
brown hair.
blonde of hair.
Yeah, and he's like, huh?
Joffrey, brown of hair, or blonde of hair.
Even Ned's dumbass could figure that out. How the fuck was he the one? You know? I mean, I guess it was John Aaron, but kinda. He didn't-
Sorta.
You know, when you rewatch it, you're like, damn, you made a lot of leaps here, dude. You know, like, man.
I guess. But I mean, it's a leap in terms of like, there's 3,000 people in this population that are of note. You know, it's like
That's
it's,
true.
It's a leap, but it's not because it's like
That's
there's
true.
20 people that this could be, and they all happen to live in the same fucking castle.
Dude,
like,
how crazy is it? Like, it would be so crazy to live in a time when like 10 people are living well and everybody else is just treated like garbage.
I mean, that's now. Hashtag 1%, bro.
On a small, I guess on a bigger scale.
yeah. It's a lot easier to dilute it over 7 billion people, but it's still happening.
But also, like, the people at the bottom, like, they still, like...
Yeah. No, I
it's
know what
not
you're
as
saying.
bad
I'm just
as,
being
like,
ridiculous.
they're not shitting in the streets.
Yeah.
You
They're
know?
not fucking slaves.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
they're not
not.
like, you're a blacksmith. Good
Yeah,
luck.
They have clean water. You know?
They have sewage. They're
Unless
not
you
just-
live in Flint. Like, it's like...
Then move. Why are you still there? Just leave.
Yeah, it's that easy. Just pick up and go.
I do it. I've done it twice. I've packed my entire life into an Integra and driven 9 hours to live somewhere else. So, I understand that it's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And sure, a lot of things happen where you can get trapped in places, but it's like, that's a place where it's not sustainable. You should make plans to leave.
When people have families, it's like, how do you do anything? How do you have a life?
Yeah. Or the freedom to appreciate your own life, even.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I always say, like, I don't want to have kids. I never want kids. But it's not that I don't want kids. It's that I just want to live my life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to create someone else right now. Like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem interesting. Right? Like right now, I just want to do me. I want to figure this out for myself. And then I'll bring someone else in and be like, listen, this is how you do it.
Right.
But
I fucked up over here. Don't do this.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's like pretty much what my dad, my dad didn't have me till he was like almost 40.
Yeah.
So like.
My mom had me when she was 20.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude. Damn. When I hear about kids like professional athletes at like 18 signing like a 10-year contract for $400 million, it's like, what is going through your mind right now?
Yeah.
You're 18.
Bad decisions. That's what it is.
Oh my God, dude.
Because even on that deal, I'm sure the managers are like, we could have given him so much more money. He has no idea. He has no idea.
But it doesn't matter at that point.
That's true.
When you're that, and you're like, I'll play baseball for free. Just
Yeah,
pay
I love it.
my room and board. That's fine.
That's true though, because I would do that with comedy. They're like, we're not gonna pay you, but we'll pay your rent. Done. Fucking done.
Oh, you mean I don't have to work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean that's what a lot. You know what's weird about baseball is that like, it's not like a super popular sport, but it's actually like one of the sports where kids tend to go pro more, because there's so many minor league teams and shit. And even if you like minor league, yeah, you're not making a lot of money, but you're still making money. You're still playing baseball
For something you love.
You're not working.
Mm-hmm.
You're just playing baseball. I mean, I guess it's work.
They're like, what do you have to do? I got to go to practice today.
Yeah, I got to go lift weights. I got to
Yeah.
go for a run.
Yeah.
It's
I would
like,
fucking love that.
Yeah, dude, that's your job. Like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, minor league players, they kind of have it shitty because they'll live with like families like in the area, just random families that volunteer to host people. So that's kind of weird. But like, I
don't know that was a thing. Like a foreign exchange baseball program.
more or less, yeah. And some of them
That's
are
cool.
foreign.
That's
cool.
Well, yeah, Japanese fucking love baseball.
Yeah, Mexicans.
Yakyu.
Dude,
That's what they call
when
it.
I had a job in college for a single A baseball team, which was like the lowest level of minor league baseball. They signed a 16-year-old Mexican pitcher. Didn't speak a lick of English, but dude, this kid threw left-handed, like 94 miles an hour. He's 16 years old, dude.
Jesus.
Tall as me, just big.
Jesus. Dude, I bet when he pisses in a cup, that cup melts.
Probably, dude. It's like it's just red. It's
They're like, hey, what's the test? The fact that there's a hole in this Dixie cup? What do you mean what the test is? Jesus.
it's just his piss just looks like Code Red Mountain Dew.
It comes out like slushy. It's so thick.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? EPO, dude? Ride a bike.
Yeah, so when you're 16 and you get, onto a team like that, I don't know, dude. I couldn't imagine. When I go back to myself at 16 to like be in a different country, doing something like with people twice my age, and
striking them the fuck out.
yeah, dude. It's like, I don't know, man. That seems like so crazy to me.
Talk shit to him. He's like, one, I don't understand you. Two, you didn't hit shit today, dude. Shut your
Whatever.
mouth.
He was sick. I think he last season he threw in the pros. That's kid.
cool.
So that was,
Good for him.
That was like 5 years ago.
Good for him.
6 years ago that I was back there. So.
Yeah. And to bring this back around, like, you can't do that if you have kids.
Nah.
Like, you can't. Those are your dreams, and you can't do that if you have a family.
Exactly.
You just cannot.
Yeah, you're way held back.
Yeah. For me, like, I it's not that I don't want kids. It's that, like, I have already made the decision in my mind that when I have kids, my life's done. It's not about me anymore.
Yeah, when I have kids, whatever job I have, that's going to be my career.
Yeah. My job at that point is to make sure that person's not Hitler.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna, I would like, I'd drop everything that's not making me money, that's not benefiting me for like my family.
Definitely.
And that's why I don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Too
I'd like
selfish.
to. It's. I don't know if it is selfish from an outside perspective. Like, oh, you do it. You want to just be yourself. But it's like more than that. It's like I want to have life experiences so that when I have the opportunity to have a child, I can give them that and give them that much more of a head start. Like, I've done this, I've fucked up, I've learned, and I've also accomplished things that I set my mind to. And it's like, if you know, no knock on my mom. It's not her fault that she had me when she was 20, but it's like, I didn't know what it was to really set your mind and long term be able to accomplish that goal. You know, she was 20. Like,
Right.
your goal is to not die when you drive home drunk when you're 20. Like,
Yeah.
and so I wish, you know, I shouldn't say I wish, but like, I'm sure my life would have been a lot different had she had me later and been able to experience more. But at the same time, now I have the ability to sit in my fucking house and do a podcast and
Right.
really accomplish my dream. So maybe she
Yeah.
did right.
Yeah.
She certainly, I mean, my parents certainly didn't fuck up too hard. I am doing comedy, so maybe a little fuck up.
Yeah.
Can't you be a doctor? No, I can't.
Something went wrong.
I can't. You know what went wrong? They let me fucking just steer it. They were like, George, take the wheel from like 4th grade on.
Like, what do you want to do? I'm like, are you sure you want to
Yeah.
let me do this?
I had a conversation with my mom at one point. I think I was maybe 7th or 8th grade, where she straight up was like, "Hey man, this is your life. Like, if you're not gonna do your homework, that's on you." And I was like, I respect that. I didn't do my homework, and now I'm doing comedy. But it's like, I also never blamed my parents for anything, because it was instilled early that, like, what, you know, you sleep in the bed that you make. Like, this is all on you. And I think that's why I'm so intense to other people that don't know me. It's because I hold them to that same standard. You know, they're like, I want to do this. I'm like, cool, fucking do it. Come back when you do it. Like,
Yeah, right.
like, you know, I don't have time for your bullshit. I don't have time for my bullshit.
Yeah, dude, I think it, like, after moving out here and, like, talking to my friends back home, they're like, and then be like, wow, what's it like out there? Like, like, it's so crazy. You moved out and you've been there for 4 years. I'm like, it's really not.
Yeah.
Like, you have nothing stopping you. I'm like, you could do the same thing I did. Just do it.
People are like, oh, I could never do it. It's like, no, you can.
Yeah, no, you can.
Yeah.
You want to know how I know? Because I fucking did it.
I did it, and I'm dumb.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dumb.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Dude, like, in hindsight, I wouldn't have come out here. I should not have come out here.
Same.
It's so stupid.
Same.
So
You don't have anyone out here either,
dumb.
right?
No.
Yeah. Maybe that's why we get along.
I mean, I actually like that part. I actually like being away
Same.
from my family.
Same. That's always been like my base. That's why it's like I've always been kind of solitary. Even when I was growing up, it was like my parents left me home alone. Like,
Yeah.
we got robbed the day after Christmas when I was in 8th or 9th grade. And
Yo, why are you in Hawaii robbing people? It's an
Exactly.
island. You can't fucking go anywhere.
but like it definitely triggered anxiety and things like that for me, because there were points where I was just home alone, but it was a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 store, like, it was a big fucking house.
Yeah.
And so it's like any noise, I was like, oh shit. You
Right.
know, I was
Yep.
ready to throw down.
Yeah, man. Is your hocky stick ready? I don't know. You probably didn't play hockey.
No, what the fuck? I had my canoe paddle. My goddamn tiki torch out in the front.
Yeah, before it was racist.
Yeah. I was busy fucking roping shark teeth to a piece of wood.
Just
Dude.
gluing them on a baseball bat.
That's crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen like Hawaiian weapons up close. Like, they have
I haven't
recreations and they
seen
have
Hawaiian
original-
weapons, period.
That's fair. But like, so there's this place called Bishop Museum where they have ancient Hawaiian like things, and they didn't have glue or anything, or everything was rope, stick, and rock.
Damn.
So they had imagine a canoe paddle, a short canoe paddle that just had shark teeth in the end as like a serrated edge, and that's what they fucking fought with. Like,
Wow.
And they'd rope it together.
It's like a sword.
Yeah, it's a sword that they roped together.
How did they get the teeth to stay?
They wedged little holes in it, and they'd shove the teeth in. But again, the rope, they would wrap the rope in it, so it's like you're wrapping your knuckles like a Thai boxer, and so it would hold it in just from pressure.
Interesting.
And
So
yeah.
they could use it once?
No, they used it regular. They'd have to repair it, but it was
Yeah.
of such quality. The wood was so hard, and the teeth and the rocks were so fine. Like, they replaced what they had to, but they had their scaffolding there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they would, obviously everything's handmade because there's no fucking machines, but they had these
They
cloaks.
had them on assembly line.
They had these cloaks that they would, it would take like 500 to 600 birds that they would have to defeather and then feather into the cloak and for their royalty. And like, that's,
oh my God.
that's the level of craft, everything that they did.
Dude, talk about having no life.
Yeah. Or being the, like, have you seen George's shark teeth sword? That shit's badass. Like, being that guy, like,
Yeah.
like, oh, we need weapons. Oh, he can make it. Go.
Yeah, he needs to make them.
Yeah. And they're heavy. They're so heavy.
Do they
like,
let you pick them up and shit?
There's a few where like you see full size spears that you can grab, and they're huge. Like when you watch
Makes
shows,
those Spartan spears look like bitch ass spears? Or
no,
what?
no, they're like that size. But when you pick it up, you're like, oh, you had to be fucking fit. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Dude, there was no fat people before, like, cars.
No, there were. They were just royal. They were royalty. Like if you were
Yeah.
if you were big in the Polynesian
Robert
culture.
Baratheon.
Yeah, you were it was because you didn't have to work.
Good
And
for
so
you.
that's why you were big and stuff. So it was very not frowned upon. It was looked up and revered. You couldn't even look. They were called the kings and chiefs were called alii, and so when they'd walk through the villages, like you couldn't even look at the alii. You had to bow, and if your shadow touched them, they'd kill you. Like
What the
that's the
fuck,
level
dude?
of royalty it was at. It's very Game of Thronesy in that aspect.
Yeah, dude. That's cool. So when do we expect a Game of Thrones video game? A good one, because there's
Never.
plenty.
It's not gonna happen.
After the series, maybe
No, I don't
fucking
think it's gonna happen.
Cersei keeps the throne, and
Really? That's your goal?
Yeah!
That's your where we're
and
going next.
and the video game is you raising an army to go beat her.
I think the video game should be you as an Unsullied. Like you come up that way, your rags to riches story of, or maybe you can pick. You can be an Unsullied, or you can
Ooh.
be.
So you get to be a warrior of.
Yeah, or some kind of class where you're moving up through the ranks.
But don't you want to be? But you would want to be part of like a family.
You would, but I
have
think
your own family.
But I was thinking like in like you can't be a necessarily Stark proper, but you can be a Kosh Stark. You know, you can be one of the other houses.
Make your own house that's under one, and then throughout the game you
build your house.
Yeah.
And then through microtransactions you can build
become
walls.
king of the North. Yeah.
I would want to be the king of the free folk.
Would you?
Yeah. I feel like the maintenance for those
That's true.
communities way lower.
Yeah.
They're all self-sufficient.
Way less infrastructure.
yeah. And way more people. Well,
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds
true.
great.
And you have giants.
Oh yeah. Not anymore though, right?
Yeah, well,
They're all dead now.
Are they? Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure one was the last live giant, and then they had giants in the white, and then Lyanna killed it.
Fucking son of a bitch. Just killing endangered species and shit. And shit.
Dude, all bones in your body except your arm are broken. You're still gonna
skull.
stab. Yeah, I do. As soon as the giant killed her, I went, "Oh, she's dead now." Like as soon as it slapped her, I was like, "Oh, we're not seeing her again."
That yeah.
Yeah. How are you gonna take that fucking and still be alive?
I know, especially as a girl that age.
A little 12-year-old.
Is that how old she is?
Something like that, maybe 9. I don't care. She's awesome. She was great.
However old she is, she's going to remain that age.
All right. I don't like, this is the one scene that as I saw it, I didn't like, was, like, I saw what they were doing. I get it. But I didn't like that in the Battle for Winterfell, Jon is running through the castle, and he sees all of his friends who, by the way, were all at the front line, who also, by the way, have all been fighting White Walkers, who also, by the way, are all getting overwhelmed, who also, by the way, by the end, still survive. Like, I didn't like that at all. Like, don't show him at all. He doesn't need to see it. I see what you're doing, but you're already highlighting the fact to me that they've been in a corner for an hour fighting heaps of undead people. Like, when you see, I think it's Tormund and Podrick, they're just standing on a mound of bodies.
Yeah.
Like, they put in work.
Yeah.
But I also know how bodies work, and they've got to be exhausted, and one more undead person and you're dead. You know?
like, there was a scene, who the fuck was it? It might have been, fuck, I can't remember who it was, but they were just standing there and you could just see him just like slumped over and just like dead tired. It might have been Jamie. I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
Now.
Because it was Jamie, Brienne, and someone else, right? They were fighting together. Was it Podrick?
Yep.
I thought so. Who was I thought Tormund was on the mound with someone. Baratheon kid, the blacksmith dude.
Yep.
He was on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking, by the way, Podrick,
So proud.
he's so proud. I'm so proud of him. Like,
Dude.
he has, like, 0 lines this season.
Yeah.
But,
Dick of the gods.
yeah, from where and he can sing, apparently.
Yep.
And
he can fight now.
yeah. He was so fucking helpless when Brienne found him.
Yeah,
so
dude, when he was
worthless.
with Tyrion, it was like...
He could barely pour wine. Even Tyrion was like, "Are you serious, dude? Like,
It's true.
what the fuck?" And now he's over there just like when I saw him training or like sparring with the other warriors, he's like, "Oh, he's just one-handing all these fuckers."
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
Confidence.
Try it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
I'd fuck you right now. Fuck yeah. Good for you, Podrick. He's definitely
man.
gonna die. I love him too much.
Yeah, definitely.
And Grey Worm's gonna die.
Yep.
No, I think Grey Worm stay
can't-
alive.
I can't believe he didn't die. Dude, it's just like down in those crypts, how does Missandei, Sansa, Tyrion, Varys, those are the only important people down there.
Yeah, but
And they all live.
there was also only a handful of undead under there because like
Yeah, but enough.
but there were just Starks and old Starks, and I mean imagine the bones aren't exactly held together with live tendons. Like you
But
could
they
probably
didn't
just knock them
kill
over.
any of them.
and-
They
No,
didn't kill any
yeah,
of
I don't know
them.
how that happened.
I don't even know. Like they were like sneaking around. It's like, where are you going?
Yeah, when when the hand punched out of the coffin thing, I was
Yeah.
like, "What is this coffin made out of drywall? Like, how the fuck did he just punch out of there? What the? Yeah, fucking Thriller shit. I don't know what's going on. Rude. It would have
Yeah.
been cool though if like we saw Mama Stark come out and then just start killing everyone.
Yeah, I wish they would have made it more like obvious. Because like like obviously if you've seen the show, you're like, oh, those are the Starks. Like, holy shit, this is a crazy scene. Like that scene was crazier than they made it out to be.
Yeah.
You
It
know
was
what I
almost
mean?
a passing scene. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they're also in danger. Not that,
Yeah,
like, oh, the
but-
people that they're trying to fight to protect are now killing them.
It's that part is wild, and they just were just like, swept it under the rug.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Or even like show us that little 6-year-old girl who was like, I want to fight. Like
Yeah.
show us her dying or
Yeah.
killing one of those
Yeah,
things
yeah,
so that we
yeah,
can be
yeah.
like, oh, she killed all of them. Fine. Like,
But instead, they're like, we're gonna save some money, and we're just gonna
Right.
focus
dude,
on
their
Tyrion.
biggest money save was just killing all of the Dothraki off screen.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, how are we going to show them die? Just put their
All right,
swords
guys,
out.
you just run over there and just swing your swords around for a little while. We'll turn them off.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
We have a remote control. I wonder how they did that.
That was all probably just CG. You know, maybe.
Nah, I don't
you
think that's CG.
so?
I think that's like special effect.
What is CG not a special effect?
I mean, it is.
you mean
but
like it's a practical effect?
right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I bet there was maybe 30 or 40 Dothraki in the Horde, and they just recreated the rest.
I
to fill
don't
it
know,
in.
dude. I think they use real people for all those.
No,
I bet you.
No,
I bet you.
I'm gonna find one of those like scenes.
They don't fuck around, dude. Game of Thrones don't
Well,
fuck around.
That was
man.
the opening scene, though, and that's why, because you didn't get any close-ups of any characters. You know, you were led with the implication that there were people dying, which is why I think that it was all CG. I think everyone else you saw that was close in the vicinity of Winterfell was real people, and I think that's why it took so long.
You think the flames going out was CG?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also,
I think that would have cost way more money to do in CG than to just shoot it.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think
I think those props would be easy. They have like
when they lit,
yeah.
those were all real swords, real fire. But when
Yeah.
you see them go out in the distance, definitely CG.
I don't know, man. I don't
Dude, I will
think-
fight you after this fucking podcast.
I will body slam you on this fucking table. I don't think fire CG is that good yet. Cuz like the fire from the dragon,
The blue fire too.
well that's different. That's not even like fire, that's just like words. I don't know.
Word.
Yeah, it's Skyrim. I don't know. But like the from Daenerys' dragon, it was like a little off.
I guess.
It was
I'm gonna-
clearly CG.
I maintain that the Dothraki dying was CG.
I disagree. I think it was just good lighting and good timing.
It wasn't good lighting, according to half
No,
of the
it
people
was
who
good
saw it.
lighting. That's exactly my point. Darkness was great for that episode. Like I don't
agree.
know why people were like, "Oh, it was dark." Like, yeah, no shit. Well, why would the army of the dead come in the middle of the day?
Yeah. It's called the Endless
You
Night.
fucking idiots! Like
the
strategically.
fuck, we just keep going in circles. But the fucking the snowstorm that came up.
Dude.
I was like, that's great. I had no idea.
Game over.
That's not something you could have planned for. Like, no way anyone would have thought about that. And you're like, of course that happened.
Yeah, and like the wind's blowing, they can't fucking light the trench. It was like, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, of course that's how you nullify the dragons from the sky. Make it so they can't see.
Yeah.
And of course that's how you save money on CG budget. Make it so it's just all blurry.
We don't have to show anything in the distance.
No. So that was a great, like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
I was convinced another dragon was going to die when that happened. They were like, oh, fucking storm. They can't see each other. They're separating the dragons. Oh, someone's going to die. Also, Dragon should have died. I don't care what you are. If you
That was the one that was on John's? Or
John
was
on? I believe Rhaegal.
Okay.
Yeah, Dragon is the biggest dragon. That's the one Danny drives.
Rides. Stick shift?
Yeah. I mean, with a car that big, it's got to be a stick.
It's got to be semi.
Runs on fucking diesel. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's seeing the dragons grow is also cool, and seeing them full size and then seeing them undead.
Remember when we were like, yo, will you hurry up with the dragons?
Right? You little bitch ass.
He's fucking teasing us over and over again.
You're feeding these dragons insects right now. Can you make them bigger?
Yeah.
And then I think it's the opening scene in one of the seasons, the first episode, where you see Danny on the boat and the dragons are bigger. They're flying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
And then Dragon flies away and you're like, holy fuck, he's huge.
Yeah.
Like when he lands on the pyramid, when he comes back for the first time, and Danny's like, you're like, what is this fucking monster that is the size of the city? What is going on?
I know. It's like, how do you not win the war in like 10 seconds?
Yeah. Because she's dumb. That's why.
Yeah.
She makes a lot of bad decisions.
I have to do it the right way.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I was going to say she makes bad decisions, but she leads from the heart the same way John does. Like, she hasn't been groomed to be a leader.
Kinda, dude. She's pretty intense sometimes.
Yeah. And like, tell your people what you're doing. Don't just leave them in the dark so they hate you for 2 seasons, like let them know that you're gonna free them, or why are you selling your dragons? I'm not, don't worry, it's fine. Like,
yeah. It's for the show.
Yeah, Drakars, they don't know I speak their language. That was great.
Yeah.
Great scene.
She was always a lot smarter than people made her out to be too.
Definitely.
Like in the show anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And her brother was also a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So that worked out nicely.
Yep.
Where do you think we go from here? Who do you...
Prequel.
Well, yeah, they're getting spin-offs, obviously.
Yeah.
We're getting a bunch of spin-offs. I think we're
probably
getting
gonna suck,
an
dude.
Arya spin-off. And
Really?
I think so. I mean, we should. Why not?
Just stick with the prequel.
A prequel. I agree. There's so much lore that they don't have to
Yeah.
make anything else up, and like you already know the conclusion of that story.
Right.
You can do everything up until the Mad King.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And even like, it's so hard. Depending on how this season ends, will like kind of change how I feel about. Because if somebody like I was saying, like if there's not like an end, like if any, that's why I wanted the Night King to win in the end, because then it's like this is over. That's it for like that whole universe essentially. But if somebody takes the throne, then there's always going to be like a Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the series isn't really over.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
just this portion is over. So it's like, what do you like? Why are you ending the series? Just keep it going. Just keep going. Just continue the story.
It's interesting that like in the books and then in the show, like they have very different. Like in the books, the Game of Thrones essentially is just a distraction from the Battle of the Living. It's just
right.
Whereas like in Game of Thrones, the game of like the Battle of the Living is a distraction for the Game of Thrones. Like it's weird that they flipped the script on that in that sense.
I
Like,
see what you're saying.
yeah, in the book, everything else
that's
is
what they like the first part of the series. I mean, it was like it was like we were saying, like it was like they're there, but they're not that big of a deal. And so it kind of like you knew they were going to come around eventually.
Yeah,
they had to, but like you didn't know when.
Right, because everyone's like, winter's coming, and it's like,
It's
winter hasn't been here for like
motherfucker,
80 years.
Yeah, you've been saying that since season 1, Mr. Stark.
Yeah, I like that it was a very slow progression. Like, if you think about it, you don't really remember winter falling on Winterfell. Like, all of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, it's snowing. You know? The only time it became apparent was when snow started falling in King's Landing. But everything else, it was a very slow, like, things got colder, people wore more clothes, and then all of a sudden it's snow-capped, and you're like, oh shit, winter's here. Shit's about to get real.
I was gonna say they haven't even shown King's Landing this season, have they?
Not yet.
Not really.
Not outside.
Not at all.
Not outside of trailers and stuff. We haven't seen anything from Cersei. We haven't seen anything outside of that first scene in the first episode where she talks to Euron, and we establish that now she has an army,
right?
Because there's no Lannister army, right?
There has to be.
Not a big one, at least, because they left a bunch of them at Casterly Rock, and then Tyrion was like, "We're gonna attack them where they live," but they got killed, and then all that bullshit. This show's so
I don't know,
deep,
man. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel like I need like a map, like an interactive map as I'm watching it to like show where like armies are. How dope would that be?
I'm gonna print out a map for our next Game of Thrones boys. And then we can talk about, like, they're here, and then, but what if they come from this? But then we're going to have to explain everything to the listeners. Be like, all right,
That's
guys,
fine.
go to our Twitter and print out the map, and you can follow along interactively.
We need to get a fucking a webcam for Twitch so that we can just put one on the map.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
All right, and this episode's running a little long. We got to wrap this shit
I
up.
gotta go shower. I gotta go to work and shit, man. Shit.
So much to talk about, guys. We're gonna keep doing this as long as Game of Thrones is on the air because it's fun. We enjoy it.
Probably after the last
so far.
episode. We got
And
5 more weeks, man.
I know. Fuck. But we're gonna have to talk about this every week.
And
It's
then
an easy
my
episode.
HBO Now episode gets subscription gets canceled.
Yeah.
So I'm watching like all my fucking shows.
I'm thinking we release this episode early.
Do whatever you want, man. I don't give a fuck.
Silicon Valley, I gotta check that shit out.
Dude,
I gotta
it's so
download
good.
it.
It's
I'll
so
download
good.
it.
It's so good. It's great.
Cool.
That, dude, I like True Detective. You ever seen True Detective?
No,
Highly recommend that.
you're not the only dude. So many people are telling me the same things you are, so I gotta check it out.
That's what, like, I'll get HBO for like 3 months of the year when Game of Thrones is on, and I just watch
Binge
all the
everything.
shit. Yeah, I just, yeah.
You going to the mic tonight? Nope.
Nope.
Episode 3. Bye.
But in reality, I might keep it for longer to like rewatch Game of Thrones after the season.
Oh.
Because I'm definitely going to rewatch it.
Oh,
And
dude, don't. I have them all. I'll put them on a thumb drive. You can watch it that way.
I don't even know how to do it. I still have the thumb drive you gave me with Ready Player One. And I don't.
Just plug it into your laptop or your computer.
Yeah, I know, but then I have to like connect my computer up to my TV.
HDMI cable.
Yeah, that's fucking annoying. I have a Mac, dude. It's annoying.
I have an adapter for a Mac.
So do I. It's annoying.
You're just lazy.
It's annoying.
You're lazy.
That fucking DVI to fucking thing, and then it's so annoying. It doesn't work right.
That's fair. Yeah. They want you to buy an Apple TV. That's fine. That's the
I would rather do that.
do that, and then let me come over and watch it because they're dope.
All right. But I have a PlayStation. Do I really need an Apple TV?
No, that's
It's
true.
like the same thing,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to this special episode of Gameboiz. Check out William Henderson at Slim Henderson. I'm at the George F. Follow our podcast.
When is we putting this out?
I'm gonna try and get it done today, honestly,
Okay.
and I'll put it up.
Come to the comedy contest at the Ontario Improv.
Yes.
May 1st at 6 p.m. All you have to do is show up, sign up like normal for the like we do for the open mic, and you
That's
have a chance.
that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
As time of recording, probably today as time of listening.
And if you, so I don't even know if I have to go over all the details, but basically you get 3 minutes to do some hot shit, and if the judges like you, you'll get invited back in June for the finals, and if you win, you get a book spot on Rivas Dunlap's show in July.
Yeah, at the Improv.
At the Improv,
Not just some
not
fucking
at a bar,
show.
I
He's
should
gonna
clarify
be
that.
At the Improv. They're like, you win a spot at Rivas' show at Worthington's Tavern.
Yeah, and it's a paid spot from the club. So
Yeah. Dope as fuck. Check that out. Check out our Twitter. It's we're gonna try and be more interactive. It's at Gameboiz Podcast, Gameboiz Podcast. Follow us. Follow us on Twitch. We'll get that shit set up.
Twitch.tv/Gameboiz podcast.
Perfect. All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Wiener, 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 wiener,
One wiener next to another wiener.
wiener, wiener,
Two wieners alongside yet another wiener.
party, wiener party, 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 wiener party,
Wieners nice and soft, non-erect
Keep them
wieners.
flopping wieners, flopping wieners, dangle
Flopping
wieners, dangle, dangle,
wieners in my bag.
Stop, please! I can't take it anymore!
But this is the best part. Right before King Joffrey gets poisoned, everyone flops their wieners all around his face.
Yeah!